podcast, So Sweet Violet. My name is Jooles, and this is my podcast all about the crafty side of my life. Today is the 28th of June, and it's a Sunday, so that's really unusual for me to record on a Sunday. But this morning, Pete and I went to a lovely garden about half an hour away from us. We booked a slot, it was all socially distanced and everything, loads of hand gel, but it was so lovely to be out, and I'd made myself look half decent today, so I thought it might be a good day to do a podcast because the half decent look doesn't always happen. Actually, I thought our garden slot was last Sunday. So we drove all the way there only to realise they were still closed, and it was this Sunday. My head has been quite all over the place. So today is Sunday. That's basically all of that to say today is Sunday, and this is podcast episode 51. I'm not going to do all the spiel about where you can find me. I'm going to put on screen the two main places you can find me, and if you're watching this on YouTube, pop down to the description box just down below this video and you'll find all the places you can find me, plus the show notes for this podcast. Today I'm drinking iced coffee, decaf coffee, and it's delicious. I've really been enjoying iced coffee lately. It's a really nice day today. It's very breezy, not too hot, sunny and cloudy, my perfect weather. But a few days ago it was unbearably hot. There's a fly. I think I got it. I'm just going to go and wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. What was I saying? I was talking about the weather, wasn't I? Yeah, it was unbearably hot. I think one day it got to 31, 32 degrees Celsius. And for us in the UK, that is hot. And our homes are hot, especially upstairs where most of us sleep, unless you're in a bungalow. Hello, boo-boo, my little friend. So that was pretty hard going. I feel like my body runs hot anyway, so when we get weather like that, oh my goodness, I feel like I went to bed one night, literally had nothing on. I'd taken a lightweight quilt, you can see they're missing from up here, but I couldn't even put that on me, and I was lying there and I felt like flames were just pouring off my body. I was so hot. Mabel's having a dig in the chair to get comfy. Mabel, darling, there's nothing to dig. Good girl. You sit down. She's so cute. Oh, good puppy. She's got her puppy with her. She always has her puppy with her. Can I show everybody your puppy? Oh, thank you. This is Mabel's puppy. It's a Dalmatian. There you go, darling. Oh, so adorable. She carries it around and grooms it. So sweet. I kind of wish we'd let her have puppies, but her puppy cupboard has been removed, so there's no hope of that. And also, if Mabel was anything to go by, Whippet puppies are insane. I love her so much, but my goodness, puppyhood was mental. Okay, I feel like I'm waffling already. You know why that is. It's because it's Sunday and I don't really have any other plans for the day other than to podcast. So I'm just chilling out, chatting with you. Yeah, which is probably quite nice, really. I'm just going to shut the door a bit because Pete's home. He's actually hoovering upstairs. And I feel weird chatting. I'm okay chatting in front of Mabel, but I find it weird chatting in front of other people, so I'm just going to shut the door. Sorry, puppy, did I disturb you? It's been quite a lot longer between my last podcast and this one. Much longer than I wanted it to be anyway. I've been quite unwell, and I'll chat to you about that later, but my life was turned upside down for a while and I'm still settling back down. But let's get on with In the Making, as this is a creative podcast. So first up, I'm going to show you my Camaro. Okay, she's not finished. Let's roll back a bit. She's not finished. I have done one sleeve, but I think the sleeve's too baggy. It feels like it's not fitting nicely. So I'm thinking I'm going to unpick this sleeve, which is a shame. It's been on naughty step for a while because I had to make the decision of what to do. And I could have just carried on and finished this sleeve. But as I say, I had to have some thinking time. But I can't remember where I was in my last podcast. I'm not sure I'd even finished the body. Can't remember. But the body is now finished. It looks a bit of a weird shape. Go back a bit. Because it needs blocking. Well, I hope that's why, because it needs blocking. I like it more than I remembered. I don't know if you ever get that feeling when you kind of get cross with a project and you put it away, and then as time goes on you think you really dislike it, and then you get it out and you think, actually I really like it. And I do really like this. I think it'll be beautiful for the autumn, which by the way I am dreaming about. I know that's really naughty and lots of you are going to smack my hand, especially Rachel from So Ray Me, but I'm dreaming of autumn. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to have to unravel this cuff and decrease some more. But I love the colours. This yarn's really lovely too. This is Drops Charisma in colour 77. And it's a really nice kind of oatmeal colour. Really, really pretty. I love this colour. It's more my kind of neutral than a grey. It actually looks a bit grey on screen, but it's much warmer than that. I don't feel grey suits me, but I do love this oatmeal colour. So that's where I've got to on my Camaro. I chatted quite a lot about it on my last podcast, the colours and things. And I really need to get this up on Ravelry. I've not been very good on Ravelry lately, so I need to do some updating on there. But yeah, so I am getting there. To be honest, it's been a bit hot to knit on it anyway. That's a big excuse. But I will get it finished. I think I'm just going to unpick this sleeve. I might even do it later today and be done with it so that I just have to reknit it. So that's my Camaro. Oh, the pattern is by, I can't remember her name, but Tanis from Tanis Fibre Arts. I love her patterns, they're beautiful. So yeah, that's my Camaro. I'm just going to put it on the floor so I don't have to get up again. Let's talk about something which I don't have to stand up for. I'm just going to have some coffee. Okay, I started a new pair of socks. I've got piles of stuff here. I have so much to talk to you about. It's ridiculous. So I hope you have a nice cup of coffee and or a cup of tea or whatever you like to drink, because this is going to be quite a long one, I think. Oh my goodness, I'm going to tangle. There we go. Oh, I've lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. It's vanished. That's fine. We'll just go with it. Okay, so I'm knitting these two at a time, as you can see here. Look at the difference in the width. Isn't that funny? But these are, oh gosh, let's move my coffee. These are so beautiful. This pattern is gorgeous. And these are the Gathering Shells socks by my lovely friend Emily, who is, her company is Yarnbrary, and she's half of the wonderful duo of Meanwhile at the Castle podcast, which, oh, love those girls so much. Isn't that a beautiful pattern? I hope you can see it okay. Now the yarns, I had balled up these yarns ages ago, and I have a basket where I keep my balled up and ready yarns. I obviously balled it up for something else. Caked it up, I mean. Kind of is balled up though, isn't it? So I caked it up for something else ages ago. And in my basket of caked up yarns that have never been used, these two were next to each other. And I just thought how beautiful they looked together. I'm just going to tidy this up. And probably for this pattern, I should have done the colours the opposite way round so that the lace kind of really shines through, but I still really love it. I'm going to find the ball bands. These yarns, they're both by lovely Bethany at Woolberry Fibre Company. One is Manuka Blossom and one is Mermaid Bay. I wish Bethany still podcasted. I miss her. So this is Manuka Blossom. It's a bit paler than it's looking on the screen, and this is Mermaid Bay. I wonder if it shows up better with the yarn cakes. Let's try. Oh, aren't they gorgeous? So pretty, so pretty. So yeah, I guess I'm not far off. Oops, of doing the leg, finishing the legs. I did these two at a time because I'm notoriously bad at doing one lace sock and then not wanting to do the other one. So I thought I'm just going to do them together, and then there's no second sock syndrome. It's really easy to do them together. This is on a, don't think you can really see it, but this is on a 32-inch cable. And these are ChowGoo. These are not fixed. These are interchangeable, which they're okay. I just prefer fixed. So I've ordered myself 2 pairs of fixed. And I think I got a 40-inch cable actually, so that I can do more 2 at a time socks. And I find 32-inch cable absolutely fine, but there's just an odd time where the second sock goes right down to the end and then the stitches go around the bend. That sounds funny. And join up, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I've lost my spot. So yeah, knit these on 2.25, which is nearly always what I knit my socks on. As I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful pattern, really delicate. Oh, it's so pretty. And so, yeah, I'm really enjoying those. I have to concentrate, can't have a conversation whilst I'm doing those. I'm not that good at lace, but I am really, really enjoying them. So thank you, Emily. Your pattern is beautiful. Let's put that away. So that's my Gathering Shells socks. Did I even say they were called Gathering Shells? I'm not sure. There you go. Oh, the bunny. Okay, so I have also been really busy knitting wondrous dishcloths. I think I shared before that my son, my last baby bird, is getting ready to fly the nest with his lovely girlfriend Chloe. And they found a house they like, finally had a mortgage proposal. Gosh, that was long-winded. And so I thought I would knit them a little rainbow stack of wondrous dishcloths. Pattern is by me. Do you know, this is one of my favourite patterns. I know it's only a dishcloth, but it's a blinking good dishcloth if I say so myself. I love it. I've showed this many times, and if you've been watching me for a while, you would have seen this a lot. But if you're new, I'll just explain about my wondrous dishcloth. So, I don't know if anyone else uses those rectangle sponges about this size. They're made of spongy stuff. I don't know if they have plastic in or not, but anyway, I just wanted to design something along those lines that's eco-friendly. You can wash it and use it so many times. Like, well, I made some, I don't know how old my pattern is, but however old my pattern is, I got a date on it. 2019, I think it was the, anyway, mine are still going strong. That's what I wanted to say. They're probably about a year old and they're still going strong. And I use them and wash them and use them and wash them and tumble dry them, and they're perfect. So it's the same shape and size roughly as the spongy dishcloths I used to use. And it's double-sided. I don't know if you can see these little divots here. This is where you connect the front with the back so that it doesn't kind of move around. And the front is textured and the back is just plain stockinette stitch. So it's one side's nice and smooth, one side's got a little bit of texture. And I like to make rainbows of them, obviously. So far I have finished these three. So we've got, well, kind of the red one, which is, I'd say that's like crushed raspberry, like a pinky raspberry colour. We've got a corally orangey peachy one, lovely, lovely yellow one. And then I've got green, blue and violet still to make. And the yarn I use, and this was, I wrote the pattern using this yarn, are these little, I don't think you say sheepies, but I do. Sheepies cotton katona, and they're just 25 grams, and I think they cost about £1. So they're really, really good value. They're so fun because there's so many colours of these. And I just love them. They're like little sweeties. So I've got 3 more to make. Richard of your cake batter. Oh, I'm missing one. I'm missing indigo. I might not do indigo. I might just do them a bundle of 6. But they're really fun knits. I can do one in a few hours. So there's my little stack of dishcloths so far, and you can see they're quite spongy. Love them. Oh, hello, you're back. So that's those. Right, I've got one more in the making to show you. Put on the floor, some more coffee. Right, my last in the making is my rainbow baby quilt. My English paper piecing quilt. Ooh, done lots since last time. I don't think I'm quite on track with doing, was I planning on doing a row a week? I think I was, but I'm pretty sure I was on the bunnies last time, which is that blue, how well you can see there, which is this colour here. And since then I've done tiny little birds, polka dots, and I love this one. My friend Makiko bought me this back from Japan. So pretty. And yeah, I'm getting there. And do you remember this little gap at the bottom, right down here? Here? Well, I asked on my podcast if anyone in the world possibly have some of that fabric, and I had a few people contact me. Lots of people said they thought they might have seen it on eBay, and they were going to check their stashes if I hadn't had an offer already. But I'll show you this. A lovely lady called Robin. She lives all the way in Texas. She messaged me and said, I think I have the exact fabric you're looking for, but I only have little strips. And I said, that's fine, I can sew them together. So, look what she sent me. She sent me all these little bits of the correct fabric. Oh, so amazing. I think it's a fraction lighter, if I can show you that. It might be a fraction lighter, but it's exactly the same fabric in pattern. So what I think I'm going to do, because I'm all over the place today, because I'm going to square this off when I've finished. So these will all be cut in half, which is sad, but they will be. Oh, hang on though, that won't be. That'll be a whole one, I think. Yeah, that'll be a whole one actually. That's okay. So I'm going to piece them together and make another hexie to go in that gap. I'm so thankful to you, Robin, so kind. And she also sent me this, and she thought it was a companion fabric. And it's exactly the same colour as this. So I could put that in and like have like a surprise fabric, like find the odd one out. Might even do that. I haven't quite decided, but I'm so thankful that I can finish it using the same fabric, or at least the same colour, you know. So I'm really, really chuffed about that. I only have, after I finish the beautiful lilac-y colour that I showed you here, I only have 3 more colours to add. So I have this one, which this is a vintage Laura Ashley. I have this one. It's really pretty, I love that one. And this one with little birds on. And then I'm done. So I thought I'd better get myself ready for when it's finished and I can do the backing. So as I said, I'm going to square it off, so there'll be some half hexagons down. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joining in with the Magic Knot Ball along over on Instagram. I kind of fell off the wagon a bit due to something I'm going to chat about later. But I have been knitting in the background, and I've made 2 magic knot balls and I've made 2 snuggle down cows. This was my first one. Oh, so soft. And this is my second one, which is actually a bit bigger because I thought I'd just knit until I run out of my, well actually I ran out of the floof rather than the magic knot ball. It's quite a, actually there's not that much difference. Probably just half a repeat. But the difference in softness, this has not been washed and blocked and this has. I mean, they're both like bunny tails, but this one is like the actual fluff inside the bunny tail. You know, if you bury your hand, not that I've buried my hand in a bunny tail, but I imagine if you go deep into the fur, the inside fur is like softer than you can imagine anything. This is this. And so I used lots and lots of my beautiful bits, and I held the beautiful bits of sock yarn with some floof from Lay Family Yarns, and that's her, let me see what it's called. It is called her, oh, it's called floof, that's right, and it's Surrey Alpaca and Silk Blend. And if you cannot wear mohair, I can't. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to wear this because I am a fairy when it comes to irritating things. My husband's been quite irritating lately. But then so have I, so maybe it's a fair thing. He's still not back to work. I've lost my train of thought again. It's as soft as the inside of a bunny tail, basically. So this was all of my peaches and kind of pinky colours, a bit of violety colour coming in there, tiny bit of yellow. But it's amazing, all the teeny tiny bits you can use up. And this cowl takes about 70 grams of sock yarn. And that's quite a lot of tiny bits, and it's a really lovely way to use them up. And I just don't think you look at that and don't think, oh, that's scraps. Not that I call all mine scraps, because I was talking to somebody the other day, I think it was Rachel from Sew Amy, and I said, my beautiful bits, my scraps, I treasure them. They're almost more treasured than my full skeins. I just absolutely love them. And so anyway, I enjoyed doing the first one so much, I thought I'll do another one. And these will be for Christmas gifts. Not sure who they'll be for yet. But I dug out all of my blues and turquoises and greens and little bits of yellow for this one. And this one had even more little bits. And it's just such an amazing way to use up those precious little bits and make a garment that's, wow, beautiful. And I know this snuggle down cowl is my pattern, but I really love knitting it. It's really rhythmic. Magic knot ball is amazing for it. So yep, 2 snuggle down cowls, and you can find the pattern for that in my Ravelry shop, same as the wondrous dishcloth. So that is those. And the third thing I've got finished is a garment, a sewn garment. It is, oh, my camera's probably going to go funny. It isn't that exciting. It's a basic, but I'm really, really chuffed. I haven't done much sewing. I think I've only made one long sleeve top before, and I wear that a lot actually. So I decided to make a Linden sweatshirt after seeing it on Alex Collins's podcast. I think the camera's going to go a bit funny. This is navy blue. I couldn't resist. Camera play ball. Couldn't resist adding a rainbow iron on. I nearly put Mabel on there, but then I remembered I had this rainbow that I think it was on my birthday card from Amy last year, and I saved it for a special project. And I feel like this is a special project. So it's quite oversized, which I wanted, but I think if I make it again, I may go down a size. I can't actually remember what size I made. I need to, it's not quite finished. I need to do some twin stitching around the neckline to, you see this bit keeps rolling up here. So if you do twin stitching, it holds that down and it gives just a nice professional finish around the cuffs. Might not do the cuffs, around the neckline. And I have done twin stitching before on the long sleeve top that I spoke about, but the tension, I'm thinking this is what it is, the tension on my bobbin was too tight, I'm thinking, and so the stitches didn't lay nice and flat. They kind of bunched up a bit like this. Between the 2 rows of stitching, it went whoop up. And so I, instead of tinkering with my bobbin case, because I don't want to do that, because I love the way my sewing machine works and I don't want to mess that up for my general sewing. So I bought a spare bobbin case just for doing twin stitching. Sounds very extravagant, doesn't it? Anyway, so I need to have a play around with that and see if I can get my twin stitching perfect, because I did go around here and I did twin stitch all the way around here, and then I remembered the disaster I had with my long sleeve top, and the disaster happened again and I had to unpick it all. So I don't want to do that again, so I'm going to make sure that I get it working really, the tension really nice and even. But I really like the shape. It's just a really easy boxy sweatshirt. It's loose down the bottom. I did exactly what Alex did, and the pattern tells you to cut the, what's this, the hemband down here. It's a little bit shorter, but Alex said she made her hemband the same width as the actual width of the main garment so that it didn't pull in, and that's much more flattering on me, I think, because I do have a bit of a tummy and I don't want that accentuated. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this, and it's made me want to do some more dressmaking. I have lots of plans, so we will see. But at the moment, I'm so focused on So Sweet Violet business. I'm loving my shop at the moment, loving my business. I've got lots of ideas. My head is just like with ideas. Okay, I've got some dream making, but only one dream making. I have a lot really, but I'm only going to show you one. So I decided to make myself one of these lovely aprons. The pattern is from Jenny Smith and it's called the Hepworth Apron, and it's just kind of one of those Japanese pop over your head but it wraps around apron. And I've bought the linen and I got a lovely, what colour would you call it? Like a plum, poached plum colour, I'd say. And so I'm really excited about that. I've washed the fabric, I've tumble dried it so that it can be tumble dried in the future if I need to. So yeah, I was searching for a pattern. I really wanted, I know there's lots out there, free ones, but I really like this detail across here, and I probably could have made it up myself, but I'm not an experienced dressmaker, so I just wanted to be able to pick up the pattern and know exactly what I'm doing, and it's going to tell me exactly what I'm doing. Just noticed I got paint on my fingers. I've been spray painting a wall bracket to hang a plant up, which I'm hoping Pete might do that for me later. So that's my dream making. I'm going to have some coffee because that's so much chatting. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I feel here in the UK, I feel very confused about what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do with regards to COVID-19. That some of the restrictions have been lifted. I'm a little bit confused who I can mix with and who I can't mix with. But anyway, I did go yesterday to the health food shop. They do refills, and I was just desperate to refill my fabric softener, washing up liquid, shampoo and all that business. And I needed to get a few bits for a new diet I'm on, which I'll talk about later. I keep hinting about that, don't I? Yeah, so that was weird. I haven't enjoyed going out. I've hardly been out, to be honest. Today was really nice, I think, because oh, I meant to say, the little bit of intro video for the podcast is just a lovely walk, like is it a pagoda or pergola walk in Westdean Gardens in, where is it? It's near Chichester. And oh, it's so beautiful. I hadn't planned to do any filming because I have already edited the vloggy bit that's going to go after this podcast. And I thought it was probably enough because that was quite long. And I saw it, I thought, I've got to video this and I'm going to put it at the front of my video, so my podcast, so you'd have already seen that. And it was so pretty and it was so quiet there. And I think because you have to book a slot, a time slot, they'd obviously reduced numbers drastically, and it was just beautiful. I don't know how long they can carry on their business doing that. We pay a yearly membership because we just love it there. But yeah, I do worry for businesses, small businesses, how they are going to kind of carry on and get through this. But yeah. I have a hairdresser's appointment. Oh, I'm so happy. My hair's got so long and weird. I've been dyeing it myself. At least it's not too grey. But my hairdresser phoned up last week and she said, I'm phoning all the people who missed appointments during the lockdown. And I said to her, I was like, oh, I'm so happy to hear from you. So I've got an appointment at the end, it's still June, isn't it? So the end of next month, end of July. So it's about 4 weeks to hang on. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm just really, really chuffed that she phoned me. But because I dyed my own hair during lockdown, I've got to go in for a patch test, which is really annoying. But anyway, that's fine. Oh, so lucky. My hairdresser's is so lovely. Okay, more coffee. Right. I should have done my finished things the other way around, and then it would have linked beautifully into Magic Knot Ball Along prizes, but I'm not that together. Okay, so as I mentioned before, let's sit on the seat, Jules, not perch on the edge. Hello, beauty. Hello, my beauty. Are you just the loveliest, prettiest girl in the world? Yes, you are. Good girl. I think I was talking about the Magic Knot Ball Along. So I mentioned the Magic Knot Ball Along earlier, and I'm running that on Instagram. I historically have done my alongs and giveaways on Ravelry, but it's just another thing for me to catch up on, and I just find that I just find it not as enjoyable. So I decided to do this make along on Instagram and see how it went. It's been going really well actually, so if you want to join, all you need to do is make a project using a magic knot ball. You don't have to have started it especially for the Magic Knot Ball Along. It can be an old project as long as you're using a magic knot ball. And you don't even need to finish that project. As long as you post up a photo on Instagram and use the hashtag SSV Magic Knot Ball Along. And I'll put it on the screen here. And then what I'll do when it comes to the end of Magic Knot Ball Along, which is Friday the 17th of July, I extended it because I've been so useless as a host. I felt terrible, so I've extended it to Friday the 17th of July, and on that day, or probably the day after, I will go into the hashtag on Instagram and draw some winners. There are some lovely prizes. First up, this is what I showed you in my last podcast, the beautiful project bag from Alison at Cozy Barn. I showed this on the last podcast, so I won't talk about it too much, but it's so pretty. It's kind of like faded and vintage, so beautiful. And there's her lovely, lovely label. So that's a prize. I have this beautiful pack of yarn minis from Jen at Castleview Yarns. Oops, you dropped them. Look how pretty they are. She also gave me a bundle as well. I think I might make some timely tulip socks with mine. Oh, so beautiful. Look at this colour here. Absolutely gorgeous. And she also popped in 2 packets of stitch markers, one for me and one for you. Oops. That's it. So I haven't decided which ones I'm keeping. Probably these, but they're gorgeous. And I do love this type of stitch marker. I do love those. They're really good. Actually, yeah, that is a stitch marker. I nearly got myself confused then. It doesn't take very much these days. And then I have a third prize. I'll be adding some bits of mine into these prize packages as well. And the third prize is, wait for the cuteness of this. This is Jane. And she's the sweetest little bear. Look at her knitted jumper. The little patch on. Oh, the lace dress. She is cute. So this is Jane. She's looking for a new home. She even has spotty pants on, which I think is, oh look, super cute. Oh, and Jane is another prize. She was sent to me by Paula from Stitched by Mrs. D. Oh, so sweet. But she didn't just send this as a prize for our Magic Knot Ball along. She also sent one for me, and she sent me Molly Rabbit. So cute. Look, she's got a carrot in her bag. Apparently she's a very greedy rabbit, so I have to keep her fed, otherwise she gets into mischief. What colour pants has she got? She has got stripy pants, but look, she's got her tail. Sorry, that's very indecent, isn't it? Oh, so cute. The little knitted jumper though. Oh, so sweet. So thank you so much, Paula, and thank you so much, Jen, and thank you so much, Alison, for your really generous prizes. It's so kind of you, so thoughtful and completely, utterly generous. So thank you very, very much. So there's some beautiful prizes. So please don't forget to hashtag your Magic Knot Ball makes. And yeah, can't wait to draw prizes. Okay, so on to a bit more chatter. Yeah, I've had a bit of a rocky time the last, well, probably the last 3 months really, but the last month has been very rocky. I had the worst birthday of my life this year. It was awful. I'd not been feeling very well at all, and I'd had some blood tests taken a week before my birthday or a few days before my birthday, and on my birthday I had a video chat with my doctor. I didn't really want to do it on my birthday, but it was the only if I didn't do it then it would have been a longer wait. And the appointments got messed up, so I waited on the video link for an hour and a half, more than an hour and a half. I was phoning the surgery, is he coming? And like, anyway, it was really mixed up. So I spent most of my birthdays hanging on, which was annoying. I'd woken up that morning with so much pain in my body. I didn't really quite know what to do with myself. I just hurt all over. My head was as foggy as anything. Had terrible headache, neck ache, backache, tummy ache, joint ache. I just felt absolutely ghastly. I had no energy, was just feeling dreadful. Anyway, so I had my phone appointment. In the end, I had it in the evening because it got messed up. And it turns out that my iron was almost non-existent. And I was also diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, which I felt the rug just being pulled from under me. I don't know why this was such a shock to me, because I knew something was wrong with me. And I have for a really long time. I've struggled with my health. I actually feel very embarrassed by my health when I get asked to go somewhere or to do something. I quite often turn it down because I never know if I'm going to wake up feeling okay. And quite often, very often, I don't feel okay when I wake up, and I don't want to socialise. So I just tend to make excuses and say, no, I can't meet because such and such. Where in reality, I don't want to give myself that much pressure, because sometimes the pressure makes me feel unwell. And I know it sounds really silly, doesn't it, talking about it, but I felt that it's kept me from seeing my friends, and it's just embarrassing to say, oh, I've got a headache, or I hurt, I've got a tummy ache, or I feel dizzy, or all the things that I feel, or I just got pain. And I found it really embarrassing. But anyway, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary ovary syndrome. Still can't really get my tongue around that. It was PCOS for short. And kind of, I cried for the rest of that day really, because I think it was a combination. I was really tired and just feeling unwell, and the shock, and I knew I'd have to change my lifestyle and my diet, and I didn't really want to. But anyway, the very next day I was having an iron infusion because my iron was so low. I feel like that's only just started to kick in, to be honest. I've had one before, and some people call it rocket fuel, but I don't really find that with me. I don't really notice an instant difference. I think I notice it in about a month, and I feel that I'm less tired and less foggy in my brain. But so I had that, and I had a chat with my doctor, and he said that paleo/ketogenic, I don't know what that means, /ketogenic diet is pretty good at controlling PCOS. So I did lots of research, and Pete helped me too, and Bryony. And so my diet at the moment, I'm trying it. My diet at the moment is no grains, no dairy, no processed sugar. In fact, not much sugar at all, even unprocessed. And meat was really upsetting my tummy, so no meat either at the moment. So yeah, it's been really hard finding things that I can eat. No grains is really tricky. I've done no dairy before. I've done it lots of times because I've always felt that dairy wasn't agreeing with me, but I was never really 100% sure. So obviously I was right. So I've stopped having dairy. That doesn't bother me. I enjoy nut milks, and do miss cheese a tiny bit, but you can get the vegan cheese, which I haven't tried. Well, I have tried before, but I haven't tried yet on this particular diet. So yeah, it's been a huge learning curve. Lucky for me, my lovely friend Joanna of Stitching the High Notes, she's been so helpful to me because my diet's very similar to her diet, and she's just been so kind and helpful. So that's been amazing. And I've ordered a couple of books. I ordered 4 books, one on PCOS and 3 recipe books, which have been brilliant. Yeah, so I'm learning a lot, and the beginning was rough. I had a few paddy whacks, to be honest. I think that's what Gaynor says, paddy whacks. I had a few of those. I had more than a few of those. I was crying over meal planning. It was bad. It was ugly. So I'm in a bit more of a rhythm with it now. I've been having a lot of salady things, which has been perfect because of the weather. But I really miss the fillingness of grains. I've been having sweet potato. I had a tiny bit of normal white potato. But basically, what I understand with PCOS is a little bit like diabetes in the way that you need to keep your insulin really level. And I did have a sweet tooth. I'd never had a terrible diet, but I did have a sweet tooth. And I did have those terrible dips in the day where I just wanted to go to bed and pull the duvet over my head. And I've not had that on this diet. I just feel I have a normal, even energy level throughout the day, which is a revelation to me. I've never had that before because I've never cut out all those things. So I think basically I'm eating low GI. There's loads of terms for it, but yeah, that's basically what's happened. And I think I've been on this diet for maybe between 10 days and 2 weeks. I'm definitely feeling better than I was, but that's not hard. Yeah. So in a way, it's really good because it's made me look back and think, I think I've had this for a really, really long time. and it's never been picked up before. I'm so grateful that I had my babies with no problems, because this condition can cause infertility, and that must be so sad for people. Well, I know it is. So I was really, really lucky. Sadly, it doesn't go with menopause, which I think is a cruel trick. So yes, that's what's been going on. So I've been really quite unwell. Sorry if you hear that noise. Mabel's having a wash. You having a wash, boo? Now she's sitting with her nose all crumpled up. She's such a darling. So yes, what else do I need to talk to you about? Yes, I recorded an English paper piecing tutorial, but I don't know if it is really a tutorial. I'm just explaining how I do my English paper piecing. So I've had such lovely feedback from it. Hello, darling, I know you're there. I've had lovely feedback from it, such nice, kind messages. And if you want to watch that, it's on my YouTube channel. How are you going? I just need to open the door for her. She can hear food wrappings in the kitchen. There you go. Yes, so the tutorial is up for anyone who'd like to watch it, and I explain everything from start to finish of picking fabrics, cutting out your fabrics, cutting out your templates, stitching them, all of that jazz. And talking of English paper piecing, look what my briny, my sweet bee, made for me for my birthday. Isn't that pretty? It's a glasses case. Oh, it's the most beautiful Tilda fabrics. Look at the dark. So gorgeous. This is for my birthday. I treasure it. So lovely. So that is that. Okay, shop news. So international shipping is back. I'm still only posting once a week at the moment. And I have lots of exciting products coming to my shop. Let me show you. You may have seen already on Instagram, I've posted about these, but I'm doing some English paper piecing packs. So in here is 35 fabric hexagons and 35 lightweight card hexagons. So these hexagons, when they, oops, sorry about the rattling, when they are finished, this will be the finished size, and this is 1 3/4 inches. So they're quite big, and in this kit there's enough to make 5 flowers, if you know what I mean. Let me show you what I mean. So this is what I call a flower. Look at this gorgeous bag. This is by my friend Jammy Pudding and Custard, and that's Ali. She doesn't make bags anymore, but oh, she made the most beautiful ones. So this is a hexy flower, and in these kits there's enough to make 5 individual flowers, and then you can sew the flowers together. That's my coffee, young lady, not yours. To start with, I have this kit. This. What are you doing? Look, can you see a little snout? This kit is mostly pinks and yellow. I'll put a picture in here actually. So this is pack or collection, I don't know what to call them, collection number 1. And I also have another collection ready, and this collection is blues and purple and some greens, and I'll put a picture of that collection in here. Within each pack you'll receive almost identical fabrics to the ones I've just shown you. There might be the odd fabric that will be slightly different but pretty similar. They'll be going in my shop on the 1st of July, which is this Wednesday at 6 p.m. I've also made up some kits I'm really excited to show you my new presentation boxes. Don't know how well that's showing up, but it's so pretty. They're really, really hard, good boxes. And I've made kits to go in these boxes, and I shall show you what's in the kit. In this kit you'll receive a pack of fabrics and a pack of the templates. I don't know how easy this is going to be to show you. You'll also get a pack of my very favourite English paper piecing needles. These are like little rockets. Bryony lent me one of hers and I couldn't believe the difference. These are milliner's needles. You'll get a reel of white thread. Whoops. Some beautiful little golden stalk scissors. And this is not very easy to show. And you'll receive a glue pen, a Soline fabric glue pen, and it comes with a refill in there as well. So these kits are going to be available. And also I am going to be selling the needles and the glue pens separately, and also packs of glue pen refills. They'll be sold separately as well. And I'm planning on having some little wonder clips, because that's what I do to hold the fabric and the template together before I start sewing, or whilst I'm beginning to sew. So I'm really excited. These have been in the planning for ages, and these boxes, I love them, but gosh, they took a long time to organise. Oh, how pretty. I think there's going to be more of these coming. I think they'll make really cute Christmas gifts or Christmas kits. See, that is really, really exciting. Have I got anything else to share? I don't think so. I've also started making some strawberry themed project bags for another shop update, but we're going to concentrate on the Hexies first because I'm uber excited, and I have another 3 collections ready to cut. There should be plenty for everybody, but fingers crossed. Right, let me just tell you what's in the video at the end of this podcast. Can't quite remember in detail, but I wrote some basic notes down. Pete and I had a lovely trip to Wisley, which is an RHS garden. There was another one where you have to book a slot and it's all socially distanced and everything. It was heaven. We took a lovely salad from Marks and Spencer's for our lunch. That was before PCOS. Oh yeah, I'll show some of my gorgeous birthday gifts from my friends. I also received the most beautiful rose from my friend Amy, Little Tailoress Studio. And I was silly, I didn't get a video of it whilst it was in bloom, and those blooms have now faded, so I need to wait for the next sort of buds to come out before I can show you a video. So that will be in my next podcast, but it's so beautiful, so beautiful. It's a David Austin rose. But what was so funny is that we both ordered presents for each other this year, because obviously we're not seeing each other, and neither of us knew what the other one was buying, and we both bought a David Austin rose for the other. How weird was that? It was so funny. There's also a video of some fields quite near me, in my old village actually, where we lived before we moved here, of beautiful blue fields, and it's full of hemp seeds. I think hemp seed is the same as linseed, because I was having a chat with a friend about this. But the fields were just lovely. I just couldn't get enough of looking at these fields. So I kept, every time I went for a dog walk, I kept driving back and having another look. But they're stunning, so pretty. It's not very often you see blue fields, is it? And lots of walks. Right, oh, I feel like I've talked a lot. But anyway, I'm finished talking now. I hope this podcast is not too long, but I think it is. So never mind. I hope you're all staying safe and happy. I hope you're all healthy and well. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love until I see you next. Mwah. here she comes. Who saw a squirrel? Did you see a squirrel? Good girl for coming back. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Look at all these wishes. People have been wishing hard lately. I've got my own wish to add. I must do that.